All right, folks, gather around. Let's talk Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally, right? A match made in superhero heaven, or so we thought. The hype was real, the trailers looked promising, and then, well, the movie happened. Imagine waiting years for your favorite band to reunite, only for their comeback concert to be a karaoke night gone wrong. That's this movie in a nutshell. We're talking missed opportunities, questionable choices, and enough plot holes to make Swiss cheese jealous. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the disappointment that is Deadpool and Wolverine. Insert generic subtitle here. The first rule of comedy? Be funny. The first rule of a superhero movie? Give us a story that makes sense. This film, it broke both those rules faster than Wolverine can say bub. Picture this, a convoluted plot involving a MacGuffin, because what's a superhero movie without one? Lost in a forest that looks suspiciously like every other forest in movie history. Seriously, did they just find a stock footage sale? Throw in some forced banter between our two heroes, a villain with the motivational skills of a wet sock, and you've got yourself the recipe for a cinematic snooze fest. I swear, at one point I thought I saw a squirrel judging the script. And you know it's bad when even the wildlife is questioning the plot. Honestly, the whole thing felt like it was written on a napkin during a particularly uneventful Tuesday afternoon meeting. Where was the heart, the stakes, the anything remotely interesting? It's like someone threw a bunch of superhero tropes in a blender, hit pulse and called it a day. Now, I love Ryan Reynolds as much as the next guy. He's charming, he's hilarious, and he can rock a red suit like nobody's business. But even his comedic genius couldn't save this sinking ship. Deadpool, the merc with a mouth, felt oddly muted. Gone with the sharp wit and fourth wall breaks that made the first two movies so iconic. Instead, we got a watered-down version, more concerned with forced one-liners than genuinely funny moments. It's like they took everything that made Deadpool unique and replaced it with generic superhero quips. Look, I'm all for a bit of character development, but this felt like a betrayal of everything Deadpool stood for. Remember when he was the chaotic, unpredictable anti-hero we all knew and loved? Pepperidge Farm remembers? And honestly, I'm starting to think she wants a refund on the ticket too. Section 4. Logan Who? Wolverine deserved better. Let's be real, Hugh Jackman returned from a self-imposed Wolverine retirement for this. Look, I get it. Getting back in those claws after years of peace and quiet must be tempting. But surely there had to be a better script out there. Wolverine, the grizzled, brooding badass, was reduced to a grumpy sidekick with daddy issues. Where was the rage, the intensity, the feeling that he could slice through a tank with those adamantium claws and not break a sweat? Instead, we got a watered-down version, more concerned with, well, I'm not even sure what he was concerned with, because the script didn't seem to know either. It felt like the writers forgot what made Wolverine such a compelling character in the first place. He's not just a grumpy old man with anger issues. Well, he is, but that's not all he is. He's a complex, tortured soul with a heart of gold hidden beneath all that gruffness. This movie did him dirty, and frankly, it's a crime against superhero kind. Section 5. The CGI budget went up in smoke, and not the good kind. Let's talk special effects, shall we? Because apparently the budget for those went up in smoke, and not the cool, mystical smoke either. I'm talking the kind you find billowing out of a 1998 Honda Civic that's seen better days. The action sequences, which should have been the film's saving grace, were so overloaded with shoddy CGI that it felt like I was watching a cutscene from a PlayStation 2 game. Remember those? The ones where the characters moved like they were made of cardboard and the explosions looked like someone set off a few Roman candles. Yeah, that's the level of quality we're talking about here. At one point I swear I saw a pixelated bird fly across the screen. And don't even get me started on the final showdown. It was like watching two toddlers fight over a juice box, only with less impressive special effects. Come on, Hollywood, you've got the technology. Use it. Section 6. Remember the good old days? Yeah, this ain't it. Remember when superhero movies were actually good? Remember The Dark Knight? Remember Avengers Endgame? Yeah, this movie wants to be those movies so badly it can practically taste it. Problem is, it's about as successful as a screen door on a submarine. It tries to capture the epic scope, the emotional depth, the sheer awesomeness of those films, but it all falls flat. Instead of leaving the theatre feeling like I'd just witnessed something special, I felt like I'd wasted 2 hours of my life I'd never get back. And look, I'm all for supporting the arts, but at what cost? This movie is a stark reminder that just because you put two beloved characters in a film together doesn't automatically make it a masterpiece. It takes wit, it takes heart, and most importantly, it takes a good script. This film had none of those things. So, to the writers, the director, the producers, you know who you are. Next time, do better. The fans deserve better. Deadpool and Wolverine deserve better. Heck, even that CGI squirrel deserves better. And that's saying something.